What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about motivation. If you haven't seen my last video, I suggest you go watch it. I'm going to be referencing that a lot during this video. So let's get started. These types of videos are just going to be me sitting down talking to you. We're going to talk for about 10-15 minutes maybe. So I think it's a good idea to have a notebook and jotting down things that you might find valuable, or you might want to remember. So we're talking about motivation today, and why maybe you're feeling motivated and it's not doing anything for you. So if you feel like you're in a position where maybe you watch a movie, maybe you read a book or see someone do something, and you're like you feel this like feeling of motivation, and you're like damn, I really enjoyed what that person did. I'm gonna go do it. Tomorrow I'm gonna wake up and I have a goal. I'm gonna start losing weight. I feel motivated to lose weight because I saw this guy do it in a magazine. So everyone feels this motivation feeling. I even feel it. But what I'm here to discuss with you guys today is motivation at the end of the day, when it comes down to crunch time, means absolutely nothing. You can be motivated all you want. If your brain's not ready to pick the challenge up and go through a bit of adversity, your motivation will literally go out the window. When I wake up 5:30 in the morning to do a bit of work and then go to the gym, you think I feel motivated? You think I'm like, oh, I'm excited to get out of my warm bed and go work or go lift weights? No, I'm not. I don't care. It's not that I feel motivated to do it. So this is where I'm going to start talking a bit about discipline. Discipline at the end of the day, if you can train your brain to listen and be disciplined and not make excuses, you're going to go a very, very long way. So in this video today, I'm going to teach you a bit about how we can be more disciplined, how we can make our brain not make excuses for us. So I'm still on this journey of being more disciplined, and when I say I'm going to do something, actually doing it. And it's not a snap the fingers and you're perfect tomorrow. I've been working on this for maybe 8 months. So while I might be a few steps ahead of you, I'm not perfect, but these are some of the things I do when it comes to being disciplined. So I'm going to use the triathlon I just completed a couple of days ago as an example. So pretty much I had this wave of motivation. I was like, maybe getting caught in a bit of a rut. I'm like, I want to do something. Let's do a triathlon. I had this wave of motivation, and I'm like, I can do this, whatever, blah, blah, blah. 1 day preparation, it's going to be really good. Come into crunch time, 12 hours before, 10 hours before, I really started to think, shit, I actually have to do this now. I've said I'm going to do it, how am I actually going to do it? So I set my alarm in the morning, and this is a big thing that I think you guys should be doing every morning. When you set your alarm, there's no snooze, there's no stop button. When you set your alarm and it goes off in the morning, you bounce out of bed. I don't care if it's warm, I don't care if you're comfortable. This should be the number one thing you should do per day. And if it's only this you can do, then that's fine. When you hear your alarm go off, you jump out of bed. And so we're gonna wire our brain to say, when it's time to get up in the morning, we get up and we start going. So that was the biggest thing, with my triathlon, jumping out of bed, just getting ready, jumping in the shower. I think it's really important for everyone to understand that no one's actually watching you if you hit snooze on your alarm, if you miss that training session, if you set yourself a goal and you're slacking on it. No one is actually watching you. No one gives a shit about you and about what sort of thing you're trying to do. You're starting this journey of becoming more disciplined and not relying on your motivation. If you're not sticking by your method of succeeding, the only person you're failing is yourself. Hopefully if you're watching these videos, you want to start your own sort of self-improvement journey. You want to try to change your life, maybe the direction of what you're doing. Maybe you drink a lot, maybe you vape, maybe you eat unhealthy, maybe you don't treat your partner as good as you should. This whole experience of becoming more disciplined and training your brain means that every day we're going to wake up and we're going to have our goal, and if we don't complete it, we're going to be disappointed. So there's no more motivation. I feel motivated to do this, I feel that. It doesn't mean anything. If you set yourself a task and you're not actually completing it, you should be disappointed. So where to go from this video? I think it's a really good idea to start small. So if you can be 1% better tomorrow, then you're going in the right direction, right? Because we're just going to be gaining a bit of traction every day, gaining a little bit of traction. So if that 1% tomorrow means for lunch you're not going to go get takeaway, you're going to cook your own lunch, then that's a tick in our box. So we're just talking about these little things that we can start adding on top of each other to get better every day. So I would suggest writing things down. I would suggest leaving mental notes. It just depends what the goal is. So say you want to drop some weight in the gym. So I'd sit down with my notebook and say, okay, I want to lose weight. What's the first step I can start with? It's like, okay, I need to train 4 times a week. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we write it down. If you write down 4 days a week to go to the gym and you say only go to the gym 2 or 3 times, then you're just failing yourself, and it's embarrassing. If you say you have a goal, you just do it. We've got to start training our brain to realize that no one's watching, no one cares. If we're not doing the right thing, it's on us. So if you write down you're going to the gym 4 times, you better go to the gym 4 times. And the concept of learning to shift our motivation into discipline is something that we're going to have to work on as well. How we think about it. So we're going to spend a bit of time even educating ourselves. Say you want to start your self-improvement journey, but before you go to bed you watch YouTube or you watch Netflix instead of getting on YouTube and maybe watching someone who can actually help your progress or help your mission, help your whatever your goal is. It all comes down to mentally how strong you want to be, and motivation is great, and it's good for ideas. Maybe you can be motivated to just be better in general, and then from that motivation, how can we shift it into becoming disciplined to actually do what you're motivated to do? So don't get me wrong, if you're motivated, that's fantastic. It's a perfect first step. I was motivated to start this journey, and then I actually had to put in steps, disciplinary steps that helped me to get here. Wrapping this up, being disciplined is literally all in your head. Wondering how much I should talk about the triathlon, and I feel like the biggest thing for me that actually helped me finish it was, in your mind you have to create situations that are going to push you beyond your limit. So most people are happy just to give up on themselves and say, it's too hard, not today, I can't do this. But for me, if I put like my support system around me, my network system around me, and I asked them to honestly judge me. This is all in my head, by the way. When I was completing the race, and they're disappointed. Can't sort of let that happen. So a lot of the time during the race, I was just picturing, you can't give up. Literally every 10 minutes, I reckon I thought, this is too hard, I'm gonna quit. This is too hard, I'm gonna quit. It was 3 hours of training, continuously. And if I stopped, no one would have known. I would have scrapped the video. I would have, deleted the footage. I would have, I've ever mentioned it again. But, part of this journey is, understanding that that's not okay. And, if you say you're going to do something, you just have to do it. And it's always the first step that's the hardest. We're just going to get 1% better tomorrow. So that's going to be the biggest takeaway of today's video. If everyone watching this who's been motivated with their goal but hasn't been disciplined enough to start, what's one thing tomorrow that we can get 1% better at? That's all we're asking for. If we can just get 1% in the next direction, then our brain releases a little bit of dopamine, a little bit of oh, I'm actually on the right track. And then we follow up the next day. Okay, I've got to get 1% better than the day before. So then we're adding up with 2% better. And just gradually over time, we're going to teach our brain that if we can keep improving and stop this excuses, it's too cold, it's too late, it's too early, then we're going to develop, and step by step by step. It might take you a month, it might take you 6 months, it might take you a year, but eventually, if you keep developing this mental fortitude, we will become more disciplined. And at the end of the day, when our motivation to go to the gym is lacking, we're going to be falling back on this discipline that our brain is saying, oh, I couldn't give a shit if you're not feeling it today, we're going. But yeah, I might have rambled a little bit there, but I think we get the general point of what I was trying to talk about. So if we can have a few takeaways from this video, it's that motivation is not going to get you anywhere if you don't have any discipline. Tomorrow we're all going to be at least 1% better, and that's not a judgment thing. Oh, I feel 1% better tomorrow. That's a hard evidence. I did this tomorrow to get me 1% better. So maybe write it down after this video. You can, what have I been feeling motivated about? Let's say it's trying harder in work. So I want to try harder in work. Okay, so if you rocked up to work tomorrow and just said that in your brain, I want to try harder, are you actually going to do it? I don't know. So what's one thing that can get you 1% better tomorrow? So maybe it's rocking up 15 minutes earlier and doing a bit of a tidy up. Yeah, I think I've said enough about this. It is a topic that I feel is super important. Hopefully on this channel we can all share a community that's full of a bunch of like-minded individuals. Or I can network with a few of you that's on a similar journey to myself. But that's going to wrap it up for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Let me know if you like this longer form content, me just sitting down. Do I have to be more interactive? Do I have to do something different? But as I always say, my Instagram will be down below if you want to give it a follow. I'm going to be starting TikTok in a few days, so make sure you look out for that. But thanks guys, appreciate watching, and I'll see you next time.